Hey everybody, it's Ace Rosary. So I'm sorry I haven't really been online lately. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff between my family and work, so I've been really busy for the past couple of months. On top of that, I know that I haven't really provided any updates. The last video I actually put on was just about a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile from 2002. It was just a simple little video that I made. Excuse me. It's late here, so the time of this video shows that it was uploaded later, but realistically it's 2 in the morning when I'm recording this, so I didn't pick the best time to record. Regardless, I just wanted to let you know that I have a couple of updates regarding Peppermint Park, the tapes itself, and excuse me, the tapes itself, and there was one other thing. Like, I'm sorry, it's 2 in the morning. I'm not even scripting this. I'm just trying to get it out there because some people had asked me. Um, oh my god. Well, whatever it was. Anyway, Peppermint Park, the VHSs, there were 8 of them. There was volumes 1 through 6, alternate art for 3. Excuse me. And the tape for the volume 2 and 3, or whatever it was, the demo tape. They've all since been sold. I'm not going to give out the person's name because I don't know if that person wants to be left anonymous or not. Should the person who watches this video says they want their name to be given out, I will gladly provide it, but I do not want to give that out in the meantime. On to Peppermint Park, Volume 7. It was slated for a release of June 26, 2020. There are some things that have halted that. I'll start by talking about my sound designer. This is not his name, but I'm going to use a placeholder name, Kevin. It's not his real name, but I don't want to give out his information. So Kevin, my sound designer, decided that he no longer wanted to be part of the project because he felt it was too time constraining and the hours that we were working were just not meeting his, like, he needed his own time. So I said to him, if you want to leave the project, there's no contract, you're more than welcome to. Um, we got into a bit of an argument though over conflict of interest, and on top of that, we got into an argument over the ownership of the music since he created it, but since I'm running the project. So ultimately, he wanted to keep the music that he created, and I told him, well, if you do keep the music, then I have to rewrite the whole script because the script is some parts of the script heavily rely on your music. So we're kind of in a fuss right now whether I'm trying to purchase the rights of the music and he wants to sell the rights, but we have not come up with a set amount yet. So if he tries to offer something more than what I think they're worth, then I cannot even begin to purchase his rights. I will hire another sound designer because at that point it's way too much. So right now we're kind of in a pickle of trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to purchase the rights to the music or if I'm going to get a new sound designer. So that's the first issue we're dealing with. The second issue we're dealing with is the cameras we're running with. We're running with 2 cameras, a 1988 Panasonic, and we're running with a modern camera. I don't even remember the model number. I'd have to look at it. My camera guy is using it. But we have spent a good amount of money on this project, and we're trying not to make sure that it just falls into the dust. The third issue that we're dealing with is with Alyssa Horton because we have had we've had placeholders for each segment for the recording. Like all of the live action segments we've been able to record without an issue, but anything that involves a puppet is very difficult because Alyssa and I are still on different terms. Long story short, she wants a certain amount of how much she thinks they're worth. I said that I would be willing to offer, but then the second I say that, she doesn't answer. And we just spoke last week, and she was saying, well, I'm going back. I'm going to take a look at it. I want to see how much John's willing to offer for them. And it's just been back and forth for almost 2 years. So I really don't feel like we're getting anywhere. On top of that, it's because she's a teacher in her district, I'm sure you know, in California and Nevada and whatnot, they're shutting down the school systems. So here in New York City, they're keeping them open. So that's another issue. I actually have to go to a meeting tomorrow to discuss this. That's why I'm having the video made now, and it's going to be, you'll see it's scheduled for a later time on Sunday, even though it was produced on Saturday. Because of the Peppermint Park hiatus, I don't want to call it a hiatus because it's not a hiatus. It's more like there are little tiny snippets of issues that are being piled on to the project that we didn't expect to happen. I've already invested in this project. I don't plan on it being shut down anytime soon. However, June 26, 2020 is not looking like a promising time for it to be released. The reason being because if I don't have a sound designer, I can't, or if I don't have the music, I have to start from scratch. So a lot of the songs rely heavily, and the script relies heavily on the songs because it transitions from one step to another. And a lot of people in my group are becoming frustrated because we can't proceed anything until the music has either been purchased or if we actually have a new sound designer come in, and then we have to start from not scratch, but we have to get new songs that do not sound like the current songs that are in the script because I from what I understand, they were copyrighted by this guy Kevin. He did get them copyrighted. So if I were to use them, it would be a big mess. Let's leave it at that. So it's been a bit of a problem trying to get everything taken care of. Which has led me to want to not, like I said, I don't want to cancel the project, but has led me to want to delay it until further notice. I think that as of this time, if I leave it alone for a little while, if I let if I solve the issues that are being handed to me right now, it would make the production a lot faster. I mean, currently we've already invested a good amount into this project. It's completely non-profit, by the way. I'm not making a cent off of what I create here. I'm not monetized anymore. So please understand that I'm not doing this for money. I'm just simply creating this so that people can enjoy it. Um, if the project does need to be halted, then it you need to do what you need to do, and I need people to understand that. I know some people are more adamant and want the project to be made ASAP, but if I don't have all the pieces, it cannot be created at that said time. So please understand that June 26, 2020, please do not mark your calendar saying that it's out, it's ready, because until the music, really it's just the music part, until the music portion is solved, and we're going to be discussing that in April, hopefully I can get the rights to the songs and it could just proceed as normal because the filming is practically done. It's just the editing really that needs to get finished. I've been working on the editing for a couple of weeks now. Given I've been doing two sets of editing, so technically there's like two Peppermint Park Volume 7s. One that has the music already installed with everything done, and the other that is just without the music with um, placeholders for potential music. If you are a sound designer and you are interested, uh, you could leave your contact info in the comments if you're interested, but I cannot guarantee that I will be working with you because if everything's done, everything's done. I don't want to just jump onto another ship and say, well, okay, see you later, let's start over. I don't want to do that. As for this channel, since no, this is kind of like this is the third thing I wanted to mention, a channel update. I feel like each time I mention a channel update, it never happens, so I just have to say what I'm planning. I'm planning absolutely nothing. So if this channel remains offline until further notice, that's the way it's going to end up being. I don't have any projects that I'm currently working on. Um, I don't have anything else that I'm really rushing towards finishing. But if I do come up with something, you will see the change in the channel. I will be if I come up with anything, you will see it. But until further notice, the channel is basically remaining as it is. I don't guarantee anything is going to change, and that's really all I have to say. Peppermint Park Volume 7 is on hiatus. The tapes were sold. Alyssa Horton and I are still back and forth, so that's pretty much everything I can say. There's nothing else to bring up, except if there's a potential update on the channel, I'll let you know. Have a good one. Peace.